We're going to be doing domain and range of graphs. So when we do domains, we use all the x values. Range is all y values. Right, our notation, we're using interval. Right, that's when you use parentheses and brackets. Right, use a parenthesis only for infinity symbols or if there's an open dot on the graph. Right, that's the only times you use parentheses. Any other number, you would use a bracket. Right, so closed circles, or if it's a piece of the graph that doesn't have a dot, but there's just part of the line there. Anything else is the bracket. So first we'll look at the domains of our graphs. So the domains, you always start on the left side and you go to the right side. Right? So look at the left side of your graph. So the left edge is here on -3. Since it's not an open dot, I'm going to give it a bracket. Right? Closed dots or lines get brackets. Then look on the right edge, which is here. This is the other edge, +3. Also a bracket. The domain on the next graph, so the left edge is an open circle on -4. Open circles get parentheses. The right edge has this arrow, which is pointing, it's diagonal, so it is going to the right more as it gets higher. So that means positive infinity will be our other side. So for our first range, so remember range is you start on the bottom and you go to the top. Right? So look at the bottom. Where's the very, very last part of the graph at the bottom? That would be here on -4. Right? And again, that's a bracket since it's not an open dot. Then you look, where's the very, very tip top of the graph? Like there's nothing else above this point, which would be here, which is +3, bracket. For the next graph, the bottom would be -1, or sorry, +1. The top, we have this arrow. Arrows always take precedence over dots, right? Because it's even with this open dot here, but arrow takes precedence because it's going to keep going up forever, which means it's infinity on that side. For our next graph, the bottom is an arrow pointing down, so -infinity. The other area is going higher, so positive infinity on the other side. That's the range. Our last range, since both these arrows are going higher, we'll have infinity for the last part of it. But the beginning, there is a bottom. This is the very bottom of it on -5 here. So it would be -5 to a positive infinity, right? Since both arrows point up in this case. All right, so I'm going to do 4 more just so you have plenty of examples here. I'll start with the top one. For our domain here, we've got left side -5 on an open circle. Right side is +5 on a closed circle. The range, the bottom, there's a lot of different things on the bottom here, all 3 of these. So since there's more than just one open dot, it will be a bracket, right? It's only, if the open dot's the only thing there, that's when it's a parenthesis. So since it's not the only thing there, it's still a bracket. The top, we've got this 2, also a bracket. For the next one, our domain. So these arrows are diagonal, which means they're getting wider on both sides. So we've got -infinity to positive infinity. Both arrows also point up and down, so the range will also be -infinity to positive infinity. On my last 2 graphs here, my first one here, my domain, sorry. I've got arrows going side to side. We'll have -infinity to positive infinity. My range, the arrows only point up, so only positive infinity. So the bottom, which is here, would be on a 0. So the range would be 0 to infinity. And for the last one here, you see my left side is on -4. So -4. The right side is this 3, which is just a open circle, so we've got a parenthesis. The range, the bottom, see there is on -5 with an open circle. So -5. And the top is this other open circle, +5. So 2 parentheses for that one. All right, so remember, if you need any help, send me a remind message and I will help you out.